Way the fuck over here. Got so much tabs open. Found? There we go. That YouTube delay though. Okay. Mic should be working then. It is. I think those are the two tests. Alright, let's fucking wrap this thing up, man. Fucking long. Hello,
Come now.
When you finish your businesses at the palace, please promise you to return to resume your duties, Your Majesty. I take this as my pressuring you not to venture out. That's not at all. I'm only kept on the royal guard. I must know your whereabouts at all times. Wow, the formality. Sounding awfully formal there, Hulkenberg. Well, that is, think of your station. How else would the knights captain address the land's king? To be over familiar would set a poor example. Imagine the scandalized faces of rank and file guard. That said, not a day goes by I don't reflect on our travels. Now only a year past. I regaining my pride as a knight to the journey. I was but a wanderer searching in vain for the prince. It was through you I learned that he lived, and in the end it was your asset to the crown I supported. Never tire of the faces the younger guards make when I tell them at the time you act as witness to my duel. Back memories. Not only of the duel of the dawn, but the journey we undertook. You were the reason I could endure the fight to the end. I'm pleased to say that the knights of today are nothing like what they were under Ordain's command. So to take up this sword not for those in power, but for the people. As a champion of the people yourself, we will do all in our power to protect your people. You do not make it easy by sneaking out of the palace as you do. I suspect soldiers are getting used to your chaotic tendencies. And now they protect not just the king, but a ruler who stands beside the people and hears their voices in carrying truth. I will protect you with my life. And I have always endeavored to do, Your Majesty. Yo, you failed twice already. Oh, let me stay, but wait, 3 times?
What do you want to do?
At least twice? 3 times. 3 times. Still other people we can talk to, but what, did you want to go see Maria now? Talk to the king.
You're not serious. So, we meet again.
Well, shoot, it's been quite some time, hasn't it? Ever since the new king's reign, matters have changed a great deal for the tribe's teachings. There's been more people who wish to learn our teachings in our culture, much like you once did before. What you can say, we were free to worship as we pleased, but that's a dream still among the clouds for the moment. Yet being able to dream, it is evidence itself of progress. It is satisfying for now that more people are open-minded.
Peace.
Hey.
It's just too much.
You lived in a giant sandworm to research bugs? Quite right. Build beetles from all over the kingdom as well. Insects are vital to understanding the essence of magic. Here I thought their only use was disgusting Mauritian cuisine. What a find. Say, what would you say to minding or lending your wisdom to my shop? Getting business in the open now, thanks to the king. Oh, I'm gratified by the offer. Another supports my research. Dog. Pet dog, bro. Where's Plateau? Is it the lady?
Ain't this a pickle?
Well, look who it is.
This place.
Last year they were so awful, but lately the gallows are hardly getting any use.
Pleasure to see you.
Well, hello, Your Majesty. It's only been a year since your coronation. I see you become quite apt at sneaking away from your palatial duties. Under constant fire from the knaves of all trades, con artists, and critics alike. Your opening act would have been rather tumultuous now. I hadn't noticed. Well, I'd say I hadn't noticed. How kingly an answer. Never missed an opportunity to display how capable you are. Commendable. Besides, most of the agitators are a kind of scum that stirs the pot in hopes that they might benefit from the country's turmoil. Nothing I couldn't handle, of course. Only a day's work for the royal adjutant to the Citizens' Council. Quite an ally I've made. I should hope. I wonder if my mother would be the slightest bit proud to see who I've become. I'm doing my damnedest to use my talents for good, as I always should have. I'm sure she would. With that in my mind. I hope so. I was such a problem child. I like to make this a country where honest folk like my mother can be happy. Oh, that reminds me. Do you remember Dadaram? My hometown's landowner? Yeah. Told me to send you his regards. Since confessed his crimes and waiting trial, you're the one who awakened his conscience. Makes sense, doesn't it? You've proven your ideals to be true. That's why the country is doing so well. There's nothing more to it. I'm hardly qualified to speak of pride, but this country has one. It's you. And I'm proud to be among its people. Perhaps under your rule today will come where we can, even an idiot can walk about freely in our true forms. Oh, he admits it. Oh, you're curious what I look like in my true form? I'd be happy to oblige, but let's save that for another time. No, let's not.
Pickle.
This place is really
Your Majesty, what are you doing in this wretched sinkhole? It may be better than it was before, but it's still sunshady, bro. It's no place for a king, Your Majesty. Fewer folks are hanging around for nothing these days. Money for nothing. There's still no shortage of knaves who will die at the end of a rope here. As long as there's injustice, there'll be people who thinks it gives them a free pass, which means there'll be gallows. Last year changed a lot, big and small. I'm holding my post here, hoping next year is better than rather than worse.
That's the way.
Alright, yap at me.
Oh.
Well, I think our king is out on some personal business, eh? Up in Volkenberg, we're searching for you, but I suppose it's none of my business who comes or goes. I want to break myself.
Just
Only try not to frustrate your royal guards over much, They all take their duties quite seriously, much like their captain. Bah, who am I kidding? The knight who smiles is surely a myth. Has become clear to me since becoming titled. What could be more bizarre? A Ujif outcast, once wanted criminal, with a bounty on his head, made knight commander. There was of course some opposition at first, but the more heart-to-heart talks I've had, the more accepting they become, albeit gradually. Outcast became king too.
true.
Indeed, you face no shortage of persecution. Look at you now. Grand titles and posts across the nation are no different. Spread across all the tribes. Realize over the past year just how much a nation is defined by its people. No matter how great a king, he alone did not.
However,
Yet he stands for those very people as a symbol and representative. But the king and those around him are mixed tribes. It has already caused a great shift in sentiment, even for those in rural villages. How's
Now you
Tadarian?
mention it.
And just how is Tadarian is. He seems as busy as he can handle now that they've resumed trade with other villages. The coronation inspired that village to greater heights. It proved that barriers can be broken, and even that even they could take the first. New winds are blowing in every corner of this country. I'll have to make another trip back to home with my son to see the changes for myself soon enough. And someday, I hope this generations will grow up only knowing conflict of tribal differences
We
from
shall.
history books. We'll wait before that day comes, but until it does, let's forge a path toward it.
Yo.
Hey, out inspecting again seems a right pain to me, but I appreciate you going through all the effort. Looking around, Basilio?
Hey.
Yeah. Captain of the Trading Brigade reporting in, and I'm pleased to make a report that there's nothing to report, Your Majesty. So I'm taking a break. Bit of a mouthful in it, because I'm not used to calling myself a captain besides. Even taking in some survivors from Lewis's troops now. But don't you worry, I've got two eyes on them, and I ain't
Boss.
looking. The way I see it, they weren't ones trying to make the world worse. I just gotta show them how power is supposed to be used, yeah? We owe it to you that there's less discrimination in the city these days. Fewer and fewer are turning to a life of crime to make it. If Dell could see Grange turn out today, his eyes would bug out. Not just Dell, a lot of guys who didn't make it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember him? Those damn experiments trapped him in a vengeance he couldn't see past. I feel like even he might smile, seeing what I'm up to now. We built this piece with a lot of blood and tears, so I say those of us who made it this far owe it to all of them. What didn't to protect it. Maybe I've got nothing to report today. It's not like bad people just stop being bad because...
Thank you.
Been through a lot, though. Thanks for not giving up on us, or the world for that matter. You spot any trouble like I didn't spot first, you just point me at it and I'll solve it quick like.
This place has really changed.
Let's check this rest of this whole area out.
Well, I sure don't want to go back to the old kingdom.
Whoa, Elda, you really became king. King, hey king. Oh, king. Maybe. It's gonna get people fucking mobbing me. But your majesty, sure your kingliness is no further need of my paltry sons of your mag. Besides, I hear Meiji Camp has been restored. Is it true that anyone of any status can attend? Original magic? Trying to end reliance on igniters? Only a matter of time till accumulators like this are obsolete then. I think that's great personally. Probably about time to shut this operation down anyway. Not that I expect the Igniter Consortium would let it go without a fight. Icon would stand with you, of course, but they're not infallible either.
All very nice.
Oh, you might be king, but nothing will change. Forgot about me. You'll forget I was even here. Help all who need it. Help, you say? Been saying that a lot, haven't you? Been watching you for a while, for a long time. Here in the corner of the city. I hate people who look, see a parapet like me with no place to go, and pretend they see nothing.
Nice.
Don't forget that. Are these like the pictures from... Oh, it is. As ex-candidate guy, vaguely remember this guy. Oh, your majesty, running around Sunshade Row at this time of year? Must have some very peculiar or particular tastes. Perhaps you've heard the unrest across the land as the oppressed are rising up in revolt against their oppressors.
Yes.
Or perhaps that news hasn't reached the walled garden here in Grand Trad. History books may not be kind to this era. Shouldn't they rise up? Goodness. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you just endorse rebelling. Don't you realize how dangerous ideology has become on the sparkling threats? The dimwit of the world would only fan the flames with their anxiety. The people are monsters, to be dissatisfied is in our nature.
All very nice.
King endorsing a rebellion. Seems rumors of the king running around Sunshine Row were true. I have no intention of trying now. Thanks to your blessing, Lewis, I keep cleaning my shop. Wasn't sure I could with the sky turning red there. Not sure we could take another war. What worries you? Nothing in particular. Didn't say that because I think it'll happen. Just that nothing ever goes quiet quite the way you think it will, eh? As long as the people worry, they'll want weapons, so I guess they'll all be in good business for a good while yet.
Welcome.
My, if it is in His Majesty, you're always partial to Sunshine Row, aren't you? I know you've hardly had a chance to warm up to the throne of yours. The people here are as poor as they've ever been. Money's the only way anyone gets out. The big news of the Mage Academy isn't open to anyone. But think about it, only the rich can travel up a mountain. Sorry, I shouldn't talk to you about politics. New year to ring in. Looking forward to a more relaxing new year without all the frantic work. Have a happy new year yourself.
Thank you kindly.
Wow, I missed that one the whole time.
Why there?
I think that's like 4 of the 7 or so I was missing.
Oh, but which
Hey,
actions
Your
to
Majesty,
undertake?
listen to this. We just had a guest in the store claiming to be Chief of Atria. Oh, well. Oh, God. I'm not even gonna finish reading that. I'm glad I skimmed the rest of the sentence. Glad you guys had fun. He said he wanted the ingredients for the withering potion they use on the island, or how should I put this? The Mistari village chief, he's rather easy on the eyes, wouldn't you say? Wait, forget about that. I swear I had a point. I wanted to tell you all sorts of people come to visit now. Enjoy the business more now than I ever did before. There will be no clip of me reading those words.
All very nice.
Well, I sure don't want to go back to the old
This place is really brilliant. Thanks.
I won't type so it'll stay there for you. Wow, so generous.
Aha.
Oh, there, Your Majesty the King. I still remember that night in the city. I first laid eyes on you. The evening of the royal funeral. It was the first time I'd ever seen someone with the Elder tribe, and I immediately knew that there was something special about you.
Someplace or other.
I'd say I was right on the money. I don't remember, was he an asshole? Cook guy isn't here.
amazing.
An elder?
Nelda, the king's tribe. Won't catch anyone bad-mouthing them now. Not openly, anyway. What do you think of the current king? In my opinion, he's a victim of the last one. Think about it, he used royal magic to put the whole kingdom in chaos. That's why God loosed his rebellion in the first place. Who's the real root of evil he would do? Us, a good number of friends to it all. Can't bring myself to mourn the death of the last king. Still can't.
Amazing. This is the best.
So does he not know I'm...
Amazing.
Guess not. Ooh, these invisible walls. Isn't this guy? Oh, this is the fat dude, one of Luis's soldiers. You, Mar, can't you see I'm busy? Oh, it's you, Your Majesty. Remember me, do ya? Of course. Well, it seems your reputation of remembering even the faces of those in the lower ranks is like he's their engineer, I think, right? This is true indeed, I am Seba, former maintenance chief of Luis's Gauntlet Runner. I just examining Your Majesty's Gauntlet Runner as part of my research duties. I recall how astonished I was to see her take this guy from first. I wanted to get back to my engineer roots, but Luis started showing his true colors, and the Sheridus went down. I gotta say, Your Majesty, you're too soft. We used to be entities, but you'd recommended us for the brigade to give us work anyway. Quite ingenious making old Basilio the captain. Too. Luis's old crew will fall in line like wooden soldiers. Well, I'm not that kind of leniency forges nations. So off with you, huh? Can't imagine you can afford to waste time on relics.